Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I know previously I have spoke to each of you about some issues that have been kind of going on. And from what I've gathered from both of you is that there's just been some issues about the amount of tasks that are being completed each day and who is supposed to complete those tasks. And I know that the CDC kind of came in and told you guys that if these tasks keep not getting completed, that there is talk of you guys maybe getting shutting down. And obviously, that's not what we want. And so I think it's just a good idea to kind of talk through this problem together and just so there's not a hostile work environment or anything. And so before we begin, I would just like to establish some ground rules. And first, that's my role today is just that of a unbiased observer. And so I'm kind of just mediating the conflict. And so if you guys need help at any point, I'll interject and kind of help you guys reach kind of a resolution or help you guys towards that way. But in the meeting today, you guys should be talking to each other because the conflict is between you guys. And then next, in my pre-meeting with each of you, we agreed that we would use this uninterrupted time to work together to solve this problem. So that I just asked that you guys turn off your phones and no outside sources. And that I asked that you guys just stay here until we reach a resolution that you guys both agree on. And then now I think if you guys don't have any further questions, that whoever would like to start the conversation can whenever they feel ready.
Yeah, so since I am the only one working like at the front desk, because of like COVID and everything, we're understaffed, and I just feel like I'm not being recognized for my work, and I'm also being overworked because, like I said, I am the only one at the front desk. But then I do have like group classes that I do teach, and then during those times, Alyssa is taking over like for an hour or so. And like my tasks are having to deal with like the memberships and then like phone calls. But then on top of that, it's like having to clean in order to follow the CDC guidelines, like sanitizing and all of that. And I just think it's like too much work put on me.
Personally, as the general manager of the gym, I feel like I have a lot of really, really important tasks that I need to get done in my workday. I'm in charge of all of the finances. I'm in charge of getting like our equipment delivered to the gym in case there are like replacements that need to be done or anything like that. So as I've only been the manager for a very short period of time, for us to get shut down in this short amount of time makes it look really bad with me with corporate. And obviously I'm really, really concerned about that. And I really think that we need to get that cleaning done. And while I do, like in my short time being here, we've had a lot of other people quit. So I'm very appreciative of Chloe for what she's been doing, but I do need those cleaning tasks to get done because we can't afford for our gym to shut down. As everyone that is working in this gym, that's where we get our income. We need to keep this gym open. And all of us need to collectively get our tasks done in the first place. So that's what needs to happen.
I understand that, but also like I've been here for a couple years. I've been here for 3 years, and I have been recognized for being like really hardworking, and I just think I'm like being taken advantage of because I am seen that way. And I wouldn't want to like have to quit at Zone Fitness if like this continues.
Okay. I completely understand where you are coming from with that. And we do have very little staff working right now, so obviously having you there is very important. We don't want to lose you on the team, but our personal trainers that come in, they're doing us a favor by coming in and training with us and providing us that income and more customers coming into the gym. So we do also want to prioritize our personal trainers and class teachers while also prioritizing you. But I just think that, I can't use our personal trainers and class teachers as employees, such as like the way that you are utilized at the gym, just because you are our front desk person, our tours, and, we need to keep you doing that stuff. Whereas our personal trainers are really just there to, train. So there is just kind of the issue of low staffing, and I do understand that low staffing is a major problem. So I would love to be able to help you out however I can, but there also is the issue of we just don't have enough people. Period.
But I think also like I'm coming into work and I'm like putting my health on risk, like possibly even being exposed to COVID, and like so is everyone else. And like I'm following the CDC guidelines, but I also think everyone else should be following the guidelines, like hand washing is like one of them. And I think it's not like the priority just doesn't fall on like one person. It should be on like everyone. Even if you're like a personal trainer or like the manager.
Okay.
Sorry. I just wanted to cut in just for a second. And it seems to me that Chloe is kind of saying that she feels like the teamwork, even though you guys are kind of understaffed, like the teamwork isn't really there because it feels like everything is kind of falling on one person. And I can hear that Alyssa is also saying that she understands that you're a great employee, but like the work just does need to get done. And so, Alyssa, I'm sure you understand how feeling overwhelmed can be as the general manager. And so do you have any ideas of how to help Chloe maybe feel a little bit less overwhelmed?
Yeah, I mean, most of my pressure does come from corporate. I'm under a lot of pressure from corporate all the time to keep this location open. As we are a typically high traffic gym, that's why we do have such so many problems with keeping tasks done, because we have so many people coming in, and we need to manage that and make sure the CDC is happy. And of course, we don't want corporate to be dealing with CDC. That will not look good on me or anyone else staffed at this gym. Chloe, I would like to ask, what tasks, what do you think is preventing you from getting these tasks done? As we haven't really fully talked about what is being done and what is kind of causing conflict. If you could just let me in a little bit on what you think is causing that issue getting tasks done, I'd be very interested to know.
Well, I think the main one is like having to deal with like memberships. I think that's like the most time consuming for me. Because like I said, I also run like group like workout classes. And then maybe just like having like to distribute some of the cleaning jobs would help me too.
Okay. And as you were talking, you did mention that you do teach your classes, and during that time I do fill in the front desk. So I do have, that hour or two a day of where I fill in at the front desk for you. And in that time, I have never really found the task to be very interrupting, I guess. So I just yeah, basically what I do, I just need a view of how I can really take down that pressure off of you. And I am of course always working to try to find more employees to come in, but with the pandemic and the gym being a very I guess germy place when proper procedures aren't taken, there are not a lot of people who want to come in and work at the gym in the first place, especially as we're seeing so many people quit from working at our gym right now, which looks pretty bad for us. So the more people I can find to come in and help you out, I am working on that. But in the meantime, I will just say that while I've been at your desk doing what you would typically be doing while you're at the class, I just haven't really found it to be a very taxing job. And I feel like I can kind of combine my own work with finances and such while I'm doing it.
Well, it is like a very like time consuming thing because it has to be done like every single hour. And the gym is like a pretty like spacious place, and there are a lot of like gym equipment. There's just a lot of like surfaces to clean. And like I understand that you are feeling like also overwhelmed by like corporate, who are basically like your bosses. And I know that it's like a really like stressful, like unknown, like time and like what is going to happen. But I think also maybe we should like ask the like maybe like the personal trainers and like everyone else who works there, like how they can contribute to cleaning too for like the CDC guidelines.
Okay, well, I can look into kind of redistributing tasks. Now that I've kind of heard what you are saying is causing some issues, I feel like I can definitely help to definitely assist you with that. As like I said, I value a lot as an employee. I really appreciate you sticking it out, whereas others have left the company. And so once again, I really do want to value you. And I was just kind of needing that extra information and understanding of what you're going through in order to, keep us both at our uh, top efficiency, of course. I think I could definitely work with the personal trainers and, our people who are teaching their classes and kind of talk with them about maybe being more efficient with their own cleaning, because I know that I am sending you in to clean up after them and sanitize after them. So I could probably, mention to them and kind of make it a normal thing for them to clean up their own rooms and sanitize their own equipment before they head out. And as you did mention previously the membership issue, I could probably take some of that on my own. As I said, I was just not aware that you were so overwhelmed, as we just had not had time to properly communicate with each other about it. So I feel like I could probably take on some tasks with the memberships and kind of be managing that. How does that work with you?
That's fine with me as long as we can make it work.
I just want to interject here real quick. As you guys are kind of heading towards a resolution, I just want to, it seems that just still a common problem is like the communication. And it seems like you guys are really good at, like, your guys are talking about like redistributing the problems, and so not everyone's so overwhelmed. But can both of you kind of just go through maybe how the communication between you guys and the team could be a little better and beneficial to what's been going on?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like when I am kind of being given pressure by corporate, rather than just kind of like dealing with it myself and really pushing myself to get it done on my own. Chloe is, a very long-standing employee of the gym. She knows a lot. I feel like I could probably let Chloe in more on what I'm dealing with so that she kind of understands my behavior that I might be portraying. So I think letting her in on that and communicating, hey, I've been informed by corporate that the CDC is unhappy with our hygiene standards, we need to work towards solving that. I feel like I could definitely communicate that more with Chloe. And we could also definitely look into having meetings with all the staff in the gym. I know that me and Chloe have personally had meetings, as we are really the only two permanent members of staff, but maybe including the personal trainers whenever they are available and kind of having a talk as a group, rather than just me and Chloe having very brief talks about, whatever cleanliness standard we have. I feel like that could be very beneficial to us.
Yeah, I do agree with that, like just having more of like open conversations. And 'cause, I mean, we do work alongside each other a lot and we do depend on each other a lot. So I think it's like it should be expected for us to like vent to each other and like to be on like the same page as we move forward, like trying to like keep this fitness place open.
Okay, I think you guys have come to a really good resolution. And just before we leave the meeting, I just want to do like a quick recap of what will happen in the future with the cleaning and the tasks and everything, and just ask both of you what you guys will work on for the future and what both of you have agreed to do from now on.
Okay. Yeah, as I previously said, I will take on the membership task. I feel like that's a very realistic goal for me to have. And as I said, I did not know how busy you were. I'm also busy, but I feel that I probably have a little bit more free time than you, as you are doing like 18 tasks at once, whereas I just really have 3 major tasks. So I can definitely add in the membership if that will really assist you, which it seems when you said that it is a major part of taking up your time. I think that that will help a lot. And I also will have a talk with the personal trainers. Maybe we can even have a big team meeting where we all kind of talk to each other about what these tasks are getting done. But at the end of the day, I will make sure that the personal trainers and class leaders are in charge of cleaning up and sanitizing their own space once they have finished.
Yeah, I think that'll really help a lot, like just again, like having more communication, but also like setting in place like who's doing what, maybe having it like written down somewhere. So if we are confused in the future, if we do have questions, like we could turn to that. That's something that's written. And just make sure that everyone's like upholding their own tasks, including like the personal trainers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that was a really good resolution that you guys came to. And I just want to thank both of you again for taking time to resolve this problem with me. And I think that I will plan to follow up with each of you individually in about 2 weeks, just to make sure everything is going well and there's no more conflict or problems, or just making sure everything overall has been going well for the gym. And I just want to thank you guys again. So if you guys don't have any questions, I will see you again in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.